go live. We're here. Hey everyone, we're live on 5 Pounds of Gunt. Holy shit-a-moly. We're here. Hey everyone, we're live. I can't believe that just happened. Hi. Back live again. Sorry, just saying something's up here. PPP will be here soon. ASAP, I guess. But my god. That was legitimately... Hey, hemorrhoids, or whatever, classic, whatever. I have to say, that may have been simultaneously the worst and also the best WWE pay-per-view I've ever seen. It was so bullshit, but yet it was genius. It was a fucking tour de force. I'm the only person in the world with a WWE subscription. Yes, I believe I am still one of the less than 2 million people with a network subscription. I think it's like 1.5 million people have a network subscription. It's not that many anymore. I mean, 1.5 million, that's a lot of people, but like, that's not that many. PvP is here. Let's see let's say. The topics tonight are the Extreme Rules show. PPP.
All right,
Hello.
let's see here. Holy shit. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you fine.
All right. Everything's good. Oh,
Yeah, we're all good. We're all set up just fine.
all right.
How's it going, man?
What the fuck? What happened?
That was amazing.
Well, it's certainly the horror show, I guess. It was like the Freddy versus Jason ending.
It was. It didn't end. There was no ending. It just stopped. Like, Braun went, it's over. And then he got pulled into the swamp, and then the water turned red, and the Fiend came out.
He goes, no. He looks down. He goes, it's over. The logo pops up, ending the show, right? And then it's a fake out, and he goes down in the water. I switched it over. I thought it was over. I come back, it's back, and the water's gone red. I go, did the alligators eat him? What the fuck? What's going on? And then the Fiend comes out,
and then it is the end. There's like, did like the Fiend get the championship from this? Was he the winner officially? Like,
well, it was a non-title match.
No, this was a title match.
No, it was a non-title match.
Oh, I thought it was a title match.
No. Well, how could you possibly say that there was a definitive champion title change? It was a non-title match. That's what it said before on like the site, I think.
I think you're right. No, I must have been remembering wrong. I just assumed it was a title match because I figured why not. But my God, there were 2 Brauns. He got beat up by himself.
There was Black Sheep Mask. Braun appeared. Then there was the ultimate moment, the Alexa Bliss mind fuck in the cemetery.
The appearance of the Blitzfag in the flesh.
I thought that God himself was like torturing me at that point. I thought that like just all reality had like melted into nothingness.
So fucking funny. Like,
what the fuck?
It was so dog shit, but I fucking loved it. It was so.
What?
I don't think it was good, but it was so fucking funny. I don't care.
I don't know, man. Like, there were so many callbacks. You have like Bray Wyatt goes on like a 6-minute like monologue with Braun tied up in a chair, like where he's trying to break his mind as a cult leader, but like the chains are not even like tied up properly on Braun. And it
No.
looks like shit. Like total shit. And Bray looks retarded, you know, in this certain fucking gimmick. Oh man. Oh my god, there's these weird like Ku Klux Klan cultists in the woods.
It looks like generic enemies you'd fight in like Red Dead 1 or something, like the Hangman guys with like the fucking masks or whatever.
Okay, and apparently like the scene in like the lake was based off The Last of Us 2's ending.
What?
Yes.
What?
That's the ending of The Last of Us 2 with like the lily pads and they drown Abby in fucking water.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
They took from The Last of Us 2.
Yes.
It's so dumb. And the worst thing is, I don't think that was the dumbest thing on the show. Honestly.
Well, imagine the Asuka Sasha match exists. It exists. I thought that was going to be the craziest shit, you know? Like, what fucking happened? Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, well, at least Asuka did some suplexes. I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, it's okay. And then, like, there's a little bit of interference, and then there's, like, more and more and more, and it just keeps escalating, and you're like...
And then she takes the ref shirt and becomes the referee.
Well, the ref shirt bends the laws of reality. It bends the laws of space and time and makes you a fucking ref.
It's true. It does.
Somehow. You know, like, shouldn't you have to be licensed by, like, an athletic commission to be the ref or something?
Or at least, like, you know, not, like, immediately hit someone before taking the referee. Shouldn't there just be another referee in the back that would come out for that? And the worst part is, that's official. Like, she's officially the champion now. Like, that's an official title change because of that.
Is it?
Yeah. They made it official.
I don't know. I mean,
we'll see tomorrow, but I'm, like, on, like, all the sites, it says officially that she's the new champion.
Yeah, but I think it might get taken away tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay, but if it really is, that's, like, the biggest bullshit thing ever. I think
I don't know. I loved it. It was like
it was so good.
Russo wrote again. Like, I hope to God that Brian Last fucking ties Jim Cornette in a chair and fucking holds his eyelids open and makes him watch this show. Can you imagine how Cornette feels right now? Can you imagine?
This is fucking Bruce Pritchard booking his show. Like, he always blamed Vince Russo, but, like, Bruce was not here.
Did you see, like, the fucking, when they did, like, the Bray Wyatt as, like, Frankenstein fucking promo? And he, like, made fun of, like, the bucktooth beaver, Kevin Dunn?
And then, it's like, but it's, what's it called? It's like, that's like a WCW, like, Halloween Havoc 93 or some shit promo with, like, the goofy Halloween monster, and then immediately it goes into the shitty booking, and it's just...
Like, it really was the horror show. Like, this was fucking horrifying.
It was... And then, like, it
really was the horror show.
Oh, I think you looked... The fucking Dolph Ziggler, like, declaring that I want, to my match is gonna be, the rules are only I can use weapons and you have to sit there and take it.
Yeah, but, like, at that point, like, okay, why wouldn't he have made the rules? He's handcuffed. I win on a 1 count. He wins on a 10,000 count. Why aren't the rules Ziggler can use a sniper rifle? Why aren't the rules that, like, Drew automatically loses? You know, like, why doesn't Ziggler just pull a gun and kill him and say you contractually agreed to die?
Why doesn't he just make the rules that, like, it's Battle Royal for him, but not for Dolph? Like, he has to pin Dolph, but Dolph can win by just throwing him over the top rope, or like any
Or
rope at
Dolph
all.
wins on a 1 count.
Right.
Dolph wins if he can get a headlock. You know, McIntyre has to get a 5,000 count. The ref's gonna sit there, fucking count to 5,000 still because Ziggler wasn't winning. Everyone knew. Like, what a joke! Holy shit! It was fucking fucked. And the match went like 20 minutes.
It went a really long time. How? Like, why was it so long?
And
like,
then
with the Bailey and
McIntyre won with 1 Claymore kick. McIntyre no-sold like 3 zigzags and like a famouser and like a rock bottom. Ziggler busted out the rock fucking bottom. The rock fucking bottom.
It doesn't do jack shit. Who cares?
Who cares? The rock bottom on his
Who cares if he kicked out of a dick shot? He kicked out of a kick to the balls.
What happened on the show? What is going on?
It's the best. This is exactly what they need to be doing to return the fans. Get their fan base back.
I don't know. This is okay. So this is my thoughts on this. This is either going to save the business or just totally kill it. I don't know what's going to happen.
There's no in between. It's like, I have a feeling we're on like the death knells of this company, booking wise.
Like, it's going to be on death's door, like, unless this takes off, because there are some people who are going to watch this shit and go like, no, I've had enough. They're just going to be like, this is fucked. You know? There's got to be some people, like, we're getting down to like the skeleton crew of fucking people left anyway.
There's like, what, like 1.5 million people left watching this shit. Not even. It was going to be down to a million. We're below Impact ratings. We're below Impact.
We're below Impact.
We're below Impact, and like on a bad Impact, we're below that.
I mean, what happens when NXT goes back to the network in the fall or something because its ratings are shit, and NXT starts to draw more on Wednesday than Raw does on Monday? What happens then? What happens then?
There is no.
What happens then? Can that happen? Because 1.5 million people watch wrestling on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to keep NXT because, like, they may not even keep SmackDown on Fox. They may not keep SmackDown on USA or Raw on USA.
Well, USA, I think, needs Raw because, like, they're like the only thing. Like, as bad as Raw's numbers are, they're the only thing that like USA has that does any kind of numbers. But like, their demo is so dog shit that like they're not making that much money. It's just like they're like barely coasting by. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It doesn't fucking matter.
But none of it matters because
who cares? It's just dog shit. I don't care about numbers or money. This is fucking hilarious. Did you see the part? Did you see the part when he set the guy on fire? He threw some guy. The one guy doesn't have a mask on. And like, it says, this guy doesn't have a mask. He's special. You don't know who the fuck this is. I don't know if it's like Dexter Loomis or something.
Hold on. What about the dilapidated boat, man?
It's way on its own. It's a match boat.
The ghost boat. And it was a callback to Bray Wyatt's first promo about how he burned his dad alive on the boat. You know? I burned my daddy on that crawfishing boat or whatever. Like, amazing. You know, the ghost boat. Just like
the ghost of his dad driving the boat away from the Alexa Bliss dock with the wedding chapel at the end.
Like was Alexa Bliss Sister Abigail?
Dude.
Is that canon now?
If she was.
Is that canon? Is this real?
Is my fight part of the wife, the part of the Wyatt family lore now? Because Alexa Bliss is Sister Abigail and it influenced the Blitzfag? Was he part of the Wyatt cult?
Well, the Blitzfag's mind was manipulated by the spirit of Bray Wyatt, and that's why you couldn't overcome it.
Oh my god!
It wasn't your fault. He was possessed by the fiend, and he was unstoppable. It's not your fault, pal.
It all makes sense.
What was this? I've never quite. I mean, shit. This has got to be like. Honestly, this is why WWE will reign supreme over AEW, because they can make things like this, and still be in business. They're never going to go under. It's just unbelievable.
This is an unbelievably dog shit experience.
What about when? But wait, we haven't even talked about the eye for an eye match. We haven't even talked about.
No.
We haven't even talked about MVP.
Just getting the title. He was Apollo didn't show up, so he vacated the title. Is that how it works now?
Apollo's just injured, and MVP declares himself the champion, and you're just thinking, Apollo's music's gonna hit. Apollo's music's gonna hit. No, it never hits. The segment
he's just champion now.
I'm just the champion. 1, 2. I'm 46 years old, dog. TikTok. I want you to remember 2005. Whoa, man. I mean, I love MVP, but fuck. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Oh yeah, the eye for the eye match. It's just there was no he did the same corner to the same spot. He always did.
Okay. This was the virtuoso in the Sydney Opera House performance of Rey Mysterio's career. This was the greatest performance of Rey's career. He was just phenomenal in this match. He pulled out spots I hadn't seen him do before. He was really working hard. The problem was, it was an eye for a fucking eye match. And they didn't even do CGI. They didn't do it cinematic. They just fucking did the lamest finish possible with the fake eye. It looked so fake. And then Seth pukes and it's fake. What? What happened? What happened? What is this show? Are you there?
No, sorry, my audio died. My bad. You're good. Everyone heard what you said, but my thing crapped out. You're fine.
For the eye match, I thought there were some good spots. I thought the fucking broken bamboo skewers was a fucking cool spot. I liked the flip into the fucking barricade that Mysterio did. I thought he worked really good for being 50 fucking years old.
No, I mean Rey Mysterio. The actual match of that match was probably one of the best things on the card in terms of actual action. But the stipulation was retarded. It's I don't why are you doing fucking six fucking bulldogs or whatever and Irish whips and shit when the only way to win is to take the guy's eye out.
The DDT hits, I was please let the eye pop out. Please let the eye pop out.
It's a plastic little toy eye that goes pop and goes out.
I mean, couldn't we not have done anything better than that? Come on.
They didn't even show the eye come out. I want to see I don't even care if it looks cheesy. Just show me the little glass eyeball with a strand attached to it going it's out.
No, just go full on make it like a horror movie. Just shoot it cinematic style like a horror film.
Yeah.
Shoot it all like a regular match until the finish, where it just turns into a movie. And the filming style is completely different. And he just pulls out his eye in Saw or some shit.
And a big gush of blood that shoots out across the screen.
You just see a geyser of blood fucking shoot out, Kill Bill style.
It drapes. There's a splatter across the mat, and the eyeball rolls across the mat, leaving a trail.
And it's
of
cinematic,
blood.
In a Tarantino movie. And then fucking Buddy Ray is you took my eye. Now I kill you, and hits the 5-point palm exploding heart technique. Rollins is shocked. The crowd is shocked.
And then he just
Rollins
collapses.
Takes 5 steps and dies. They're never seen again. Just do it. Why not? Why not?
Why not?
I don't know. At this point, who gives a shit? We just did the fucking swamp match. We just did Sasha Banks and fucking Asuka. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, and the New Day lost the tag titles. Remember that? That like got buried. Like that like doesn't even matter.
Like the Ricola bomb. Cesaro hit the fucking base Ricola bomb through 2 tables, and just shit all over the New Day. Why Cesaro is still in a tag team, God only can fucking understand. I mean,
Well, if he's in a singles match, what's he gonna be doing? Driving a magical boats? Like where's the lateral move he can make to the singles division? Where like he gets to keep a title because it gets handed to him, or he has to like lose like a mustache, like lose like his nose or like his tooth again. Remember he lost that tooth in that one time, so he's gonna do that, or it's a tooth for a tooth match.
I don't know. Shinsuke was so lazy in that match too.
Yeah, he was.
He's the laziest cunt. There was like a spot on the apron where like Cesaro did a drop kick and Shinsuke did a knee, and Shinsuke half-assed the knee and was like 3 seconds late.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
He's collecting fucking paychecks. He doesn't give a shit about anything else but collecting his goddamn paycheck. You know?
He's just cashing these fucking paychecks like a fucking lazy bum. You know? Like, the guy could have put in a good match with Styles at WrestleMania, and he just didn't give a fuck.
That was like the biggest like thing. That was like the worst fucking part of that. Like that was like the match that like, made that WrestleMania suck. Actually, I was there live for that one.
Was so excited! Oh my god, it's gonna be Shinsuke and AJ. It's gonna be based. It's gonna be 5 stars.
And then they did it. Shit the bed. No, Shinsuke. Shinsuke sucked ever since. Like, I think his first match with Sami Zayn was decent. But I was live there for that match, and I could tell you, I was fucking dead. I was like watching, it's like, this is fucking awful. It's like, there's nothing happening. The action's shit. No storylines. The only thing that saved it was he did the ball shot at the end, but even that didn't lead to anything good. That and the Roman Reigns, Brock, that was a fucking terrible.
If you can't have a good match with Sami Zayn, you probably have no talent at all. Like,
right.
Zero.
I mean, he had a really good match with Sami Zayn. That was a really good first takeover match when he first debuted. He was good. But ever since then, he just doesn't give a shit. And you know what? I can't blame the guy. He doesn't want to fucking work. He just wants to collect his fucking money and retire. You know?
Well, that's what everybody there is doing. It's like a retirement home for wrestlers now. Oh,
yeah.
Uncle AJ, come here and retire. Oh, fuck. You know, like, Samoa Joe, you want to come retire here? You know, just everybody goes there to fucking retire. Fuck off. You know, when they hit like 38, 40 years old.
Mm-hmm. We got
Mysterio's
Gator
back there.
Mysterio. He's doing the eye job. Well, he's trying to get Dominic over. He wants to get his son a job.
But wait a minute. They just fucking ruined the whole eye for an eye match on the same fucking show after a man has his fucking eyeball removed and Buddy sells it by puking because it's so disgusting. It's so evil. And the crowd just looks at him like he's a fucking child molester. You know? They look and like, it's like, oh shit, he might have heel heat. He blinded this man. Oh, Ray's eye is going to be okay, everybody. Don't worry. Ray's fucking eye, it will be fine. His vision will be restored at the local medical hospital. Or, no, the local medical facility. God forbid we say hospital, because why? I don't know. Fuck. What the fuck? How can you do this? How can you do this to me? How can you do this to me?
They're not doing it to you. They're not doing it to anyone. They're doing it however the fuck they're just doing nothing. They're just fucking doing shit. They don't care. There's no plan. There's no idea.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. They're putting as much bullshit out there as they can just to prove that they can do it.
But like, why would you just the same night be like, he'll be fine, folks?
At least wait till Raw tomorrow. At least
his eye was pulled from the socket. His eye was pulled from the socket, man.
Yeah.
Where are the consequences? Where are the consequences?
They're on the boat. They're on the ghost boat. They drove away with Bray.
The ghost boat driven by Bray's crabber father in the crawfish boat. Like, what the fuck? Alexa Bliss coming to mind rape us into sexual submission or something. Some weird shit there. I mean, there's probably other shit we haven't even talked about. Like,
it was a fucking great thing. My favorite part, actually, Not my favorite part, but right when the match starts, Bray's sitting there in the rocking chair and it's fine. You can see that Braun Strowman's car is parked, waiting to drive up, and they show.
Wait. How did he turn off the lights of all reality? He turned off the lights in reality. Like, all the light disappeared from the earth.
I get like you turn off like the car lights or whatever or something, but like there's still the moon, and like that makes sense.
Come the fuck on. Like, I understand in an arena, maybe he's paid off the guy to hit the buttons.
Or he can,
but
like,
how do you pay off God to turn the moon black?
Maybe it was... I don't know. The moon shouldn't be black, though. It's been too long. We need a black moon.
Black moons matter, buddy. Where's Black Moon Man to save black people from rap?
It's true.
Moons matter, buddy. Where's Black Moon Man? I just don't know.
This was a complete disaster in every respect. I have nothing. I don't know. I think I really liked it though. It was a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed how stupid it was.
I don't know what the fuck. I was laughing very hard. You know, like, just fucked. What are you gonna say? Like, the best match was probably the eye for an eye match.
Probably. I mean, what else was there? This was a wrestling show, and all the...
Hold on, but Gahoole, remember the Bayley match versus Nikki Cross?
Bayley! I fucking love Bayley! I love Bayley and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross's weird fucking head with her stupid fucking thing. Why? Okay, wait, so was that actually Alexa Bliss in like the swamp, or was it like a ghost Alexa Bliss? Is she like on Bray's payroll? Is she actually like?
Is Alexa being mind controlled by Bray? Is she subtly manipulating Alexa Cross into lesbian sin in order to steal her soul to Satan?
Is it
as part of an elaborate plan?
Is it actually her? Or was it just an astral projection? Was she actually there at the swamp? When did this take place? You know, was this like, I know this obviously wasn't live, but like, within the context of this, happened live? How did she get there from the arena after those matches if it was live?
Well, again,
did she teleport?
Okay, you gotta understand that God exists outside time and space, just like that match existed outside of what we consider temporal time and space.
True.
This match exists outside the confines of that. So it's happening actually right now. It's happening in the past. It's happening in the future. It's happening at all times simultaneously in a way that we can't even possibly understand how this happened. But it did. It's just beyond our understanding.
So, like, is Bliss just like a constant in the universe now? She's a universal constant? Will I forever be tormented by the ghost of Bliss now?
It's broken all known laws of physics, and I'm convinced that scene is God letting you know that if you don't repent of all your sins, Gahoole, you're going to be forced into the graveyard with Alexa Bliss, the Abigail spirit, for all eternity in a twisted affair where you actually have sex. You know, can you imagine the succubus filling your life energy for all eternity? All 5 feet of fury of Alexa Bliss riding your cock, sucking your soul out. Oh!
To me! Jesus Christ, I believe in you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry.
You know, what the fuck was it? Surfer, there was an apparition of Alexa Bliss in a graveyard as like a ghost apparition, tempting Braun Strowman's soul to like spend all eternity with her in succubus hell. This happened on wrestling.
What the fuck?
That was just one thing. There was a guy lit on fire. There was a fucking ghost boat driven by the ghost of Bray Wyatt's dad.
There were 2 Strowmans. There were 2 of them. He fought himself.
Surfer saw that. He was walking out at the moment. There was the second Braun Strowman fighting Strowman himself. What the fuck?
It was Shadow Braun Strowman.
The Shadow Forces, bro.
What is it?
You know, like, fuck, man. Whoa.
This is so. At least in the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania, the whole thing was set up. It was like trapped. Like Cena was like trapped in like a temporal like hell or whatever. This was just taking place at a swamp, right? This was not like it was like inside something.
It was like that Braun also had mystical powers because there was like a bunch of spots where like Bray clearly killed Braun, and he just returned like a fucking like Friday the 13th, like Jason Voorhees abomination creature.
The snake, the python. It was like
there was the snake. We didn't even fucking forgot the snake. Some fucking Alexa Bliss comes in with a giant fucking snake.
The symbolism of it's Eve tempting Adam with the apple, but he's being bitten by the snake of Satan. But it wasn't like a poisonous snake, but he still got poisoned.
There's gonna be some guy who does the symbolic analysis of this fucking match, and it's gonna be like 2 hours long, the video, and it's gonna be like the Garfield breakdown, you know, of the guy just sitting there fucking talking like, holy fuck, it's gonna happen.
Are you gonna do it, buddy?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do it. I'll have to spend my whole life analyzing just the Swamp Yard match on repeat.
I mean, if
the parallels to Paradise Lost here, oh my god, it's Moby Dick. Whoa.
Well, wait, once WWE goes under in a couple months, they don't have anything else to watch, so you might as well. It'll be the last possible thing we can analyze in wrestling.
What the fuck? What is the whole company shut down with coronavirus and AIDS?
It will be.
I don't know. The whole company should probably just stop. This should be the finale of WWE. It's like, look, we had a good run. We started with Hulkamania and shit. We've basically run out of ideas. We've given up. We gave the writing book to Vince Russo. Vince Russo has just decided that he's going to go full Russo.
This is worse than Russo. It's not even Russo. It's worse than him. He's not even writing it.
I think Russo is more coherent than this.
Russo suddenly takes place in reality. This is not reality.
This reminds me of like when Ultimate Warrior is appearing in the mirror to Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Hogan. Like, the power of the warrior. Like, whoa, man.
But at least with that was like a hallucination. They were showing the hallucination, but like it was a hallucination to in Hulk Hogan's head. Like that still can happen in reality, but like
no, it can't happen in reality. How the fuck are we gonna film some guy having a hallucination where the hallucination also appears to us? Either the audience has been like brainwashed into like drugs or something through the TV signal, or that's not possible. You know, I don't know what to say.
That's like the one thing. I mean, the rest of it was like stupid and bullshit. It was like the Bayley Sasha Banks match, but like at least it would always take place in the confines of the real world, you know. Although, remember the TNA match with Sting in like the casket and like it gets like raised up at the end.
Oh. I mean, there's some fucking stupid shit in wrestling, but this might have been one of the fucking like this is like some carnival like fucking shit like. This is like some sideshow shit at this point. Like,
well, sideshow shit isn't even this complicated. Like, you go to a sideshow carnival wrestling show, some guys just beat some guys. There's none of this stupid shit. Like, this is is worse.
No, like, this is like when you go to like a freak show at like the carnival or like the old, like I'm not talking about today's carnival. I'm talking about like an 1890s carnival sideshow. Step right up and see a man lose his eye. That's right. One of these men are gonna lose their eye. And next up, it's the alligator wrestle match. These men are going to wrestle above a pit of alligators. And hold on, we have from the Far East this Asian woman to battle the mulatto whore. I mean, like, holy fuck, what are we doing?
It was every era of stupid shit in wrestling combined into one show. It was Russo booking with like carny style gimmicks. With modern WWE retarded booking that doesn't make any sense. It's okay. Like every era of bullshit compressed into one thing.
But I think it's self-aware, and I actually think it's genius. This show, I think they knowingly titled it the horror show, okay? They're like, this is the horror show at Extreme Rules. They knew what they were doing. They were just like, we can get away with this. We can do whatever we want. It's the coronavirus. We can blame the coronavirus. All right, Bruce. Let's fucking whip out our cocks. Yeah, Bruce, let's jerk off on these fucking idiots, Bruce. Yeah. They'll
Bruce!
accept anything, Bruce.
Bruce, my meat! It needs to get beat more. Yeah.
What? I mean, what the fuck? I think this was a work of fucking genius by these guys. They just knew what they were doing. They knew they were making a piece of shit.
They
And
did.
they were like, okay. In every
It's just gay. You had the fag cheerleader wrestler.
that was in AEW. We're getting to that. We're talking about the pay-per-view
That
for
was in
tonight.
the fucking swamp.
What cheerleader are you talking about?
Like right at the start, there's this fucking like male wrestler saying he is cheerleader.
Oh well, fuck. That was
Like it's just the gayest thing.
that was
I've
the
ever
Firefly Funhouse. That was the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh yeah, with the
You like-
pom
seen.
pom.
We forgot that even happened because there was so much other shit that happened. You know.
That was. Don't know. I don't know what else to say.
I don't know. What else do we got to say? I mean, apparently there was an incredible pre-show match between Kevin Owens and Murphy. Does anyone
Kevin Owens
care?
is back? I didn't know he was even back.
Yeah, he beat Murphy in like a 20-minute pre-show match. I saw the last 5 minutes of it.
I didn't
looked
watch it.
okay.
I didn't watch that shit. I'm not watching the fucking pre-show. Fuck the pre-show. I'm tired. I have enough going on in my fucking life. I don't want to watch the goddamn pre-show.
Well,
Okay?
they just love to put the best match on the pre-show. You'll watch the pre-show, boy. The Cruiserweight titles on the pre-show. Oh, fuck.
Fuck off.
Just fuck them. And
Okay,
fuck the women's matches. Like, holy fuck.
They were so
There was,
long.
Like, the Green Mist. There was the fucking, like... I mean, what the fuck was that?
And then I guess there was interference in the other women's match too. Wait, what were the finishes for all this show? The first match ended with
The power bomb through the table.
that was a real finish. That was a fair finish for
Yeah.
a tables match. The second was a fucked finish because Banks used the fucking ring
The
or whatever.
boss.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Iron Rock.
Fuck.
What happened?
Fucking man.
What?
Well, that's-
Oh, it's all right. It's bullshit. Anyway, but yeah, like we got a fucked finish then in the eye for an eye match as well. Well, I guess it was a clean finish. I guess it was.
I mean, it was a clean finish, but it was they like both they made it fucked anyways later on when they said his eye was fine.
Well, they fucked it up. Like they had the stupid fucking puke, the stupid eye coming out, and then they fucked it up later. Like they really fucked it. I mean, that match would have been like a 4-star match in my opinion if it was a regular match.
Yeah, it was
or
a
just
fine
like
match.
A regular Extreme Rules match, it would have been fine. Here's another thing too. It's Extreme Rules, but like, where was the blood? Where was there any blood?
No, there was a lake of blood in the horror.
The lake of blood.
There's a lake of
If
blood.
we can show a lake of blood, why can't a wrestler bleed from the forehead? You explain that to me.
Well, where would that match? Where would that happen?
Blood.
Where would the fuck would that happen? The other match, I don't want to see a women's match with blood, right? And I guess
the eye for an eye match needed to have blood. Like you can't just go straight to ripping out a fucking guy's eye. Like they should have been hitting with chairs, fucking bleeding all over each other. It's a fucking mess. The eye socket should have been bleeding that area as well. And then the fucking eye comes out at the end. And people would have been like, oh my God, what a war. He had no choice. He had to fucking pull out his eye.
Yeah. But it didn't happen. Anyways, also you missed fuck finish to the MVP Apollo Crews match because he won the title off a fucked finish. So that's 2.
It wasn't even a real match.
I'm gonna count the eye for an eye match as a fucked finish because it was a real finish, but then they fucked it up later. That's a fucked finish in my book.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks with Bailey, fucked finish. Sasha Banks, Asuka.
The understatement of the century.
It wasn't a fucked finish, but it was a fucked match. Ziggler versus fucking McIntyre. Braun Strowman versus.
Well, it was just
It was. I don't consider that a fucked finish. I guess so. We'll give that one to them as well. And I guess the Swan fight was a fucked finish too because there wasn't a finish. It was a dusty finish essentially. There was no finish at all.
It wasn't even a match. Where was the match even?
There was no match. And there wasn't a match
Like,
really
a
in
lot of
the
these matches weren't even matches. Like, there was like 2 matches that weren't even matches. Like, that's how meta it's gotten.
yeah.
Can there be a match without a match? Can there be a new champion without there having been a title match? How does that work?
I don't know. He just is the champion. It doesn't matter. Anyways, 5 of the 7 matches had fucked finishes. Potentially 6 if you count the WWE title match.
I mean, I just think it's fucking embarrassing. To be
It
perfectly
sucks.
honest.
It just sucks. All right.
Oh man, it just doesn't get much worse than that. And then, well, I don't know. Do you want to fucking transition to AEW? Did you see it this week?
Do you want to do Slammiversary first? Did you watch that at all?
I didn't watch Slammiversary. I've given up on Impact. Did they do anything that was good? Did they get Rusev?
They did not get Rusev. They got Anderson and Gallows, Motor City Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns?
Yeah, they're back.
They're still wrestling?
Yeah, they're gonna be like the tag team champions now, I guess.
Come the fuck on. How is this gonna... Oh, whatever, fuck.
Heath Slater.
What? But why?
I think Heath Slater's gonna do a gimmick where he goes to a bunch of promotions and like asks for a job, and then someone will eventually give him a job because he was asking for a job here and he didn't get hired. It's
So like his gimmick now is that he goes around begging for a job and then gets fired. Like, he legitimately isn't good enough for any of these companies. They put him on TV as a joke. He gets fired and then goes to an even lower indie
Yeah.
Where is he going to be? Like in fucking Tonka's Southern Pro Wrestling?
Yes!
Tonka fires Heath Slater. Tonka goes, "You're not good enough to wrestle me, Heath, you bum. Get the fuck out of my ring." And Heath goes, "Yes, sir, Tonka sauce, sir," and leaves. Is that what we're going to see?
I don't know. I have no idea. But it's like that.
Fuck?
Remember when he didn't get drafted in 2016, and then he like had like the whole like redemption arc where he like won the tag titles at the end of it? I think that's what he's gonna do, and probably end up.
Any pride? Like,
he'll probably end up in Impact, I'm guessing, but like I'm thinking he's gonna show up at a couple other places first as like a gimmick thing.
But like, okay, so let's say this: like, at least in WWE, you're getting paid a lot to be a loser and a bum and a jobber and get humiliated and every week in front of millions of people. But like, if you're just on like some indie mud show with like they pay you in hot dogs, like they do at Impact, you're making like 20 grand a year. Okay, you're making less than minimum wage. Why are you gonna go there and like lower yourself to grovel to Impact? And your story is you're fired. His story should be he's a main eventer in Impact because he's bigger than Impact. Let's face it, it's over.
Other than that, Eric Young showed up in the main event, and EC3 showed up at the
Eric Young is the fucking solution to Impact in 2020, is he?
Yeah.
That's the fucking solution, is Eric fucking Young.
Yes.
The guy who had a gimmick where he was literally retarded because he fell and got brain damage. And his gimmick was that he was fucking a brain damaged gimp that was scared of his own pyro. That Eric Young?
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
That was like that for like 5 years?
Yes.
That's going to save the company. Fucking blessed. At least EC3 is back. We get to see EC3 after WWE just fucking raped him. But like, none of this shit's going to really move the needle. I might tune in to see EC3 if they give him the... Tessa's gone. She was, I guess, the cancer of the Fed, really, because she had the men's world title and ruined the whole Fed. So now that she's gone, I may as well go back and watch it. Impact was my favorite Fed the last 2 years, and they just pissed it away with fucking over-pushing Tessa and losing everybody who was worth a fuck, like LAX and Cage, who have now just been turned into fucking jabronis on AEW, and it makes me fucking sick. And I just don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't know. That's all I gotta say. All
right. We'll go quickly into the fight for the Fallen from AEW. I don't want to talk about everything. What I really want to talk about is the first match and the last match. So I thought most of the middle was pretty good. I didn't really have any complaints besides like the women's promos or whatever. But like the first fucking match was worse than anything on this Extreme Rules pay-per-view. It was the worst match AEW has ever put on. One of the worst television matches I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Sonny Kiss is worse than any women's wrestler I've ever seen. He is the worst wrestler I've ever seen perform. He had the biggest dog shit match with Cody. It looked like shit. It wasn't good. It was gay from the beginning. It was fucking awful. Like, legitimately. Like, that one made me more mad than, like, upset. Like, than, like laugh or anything. Like, I was, like, legit pissed off watching this shit. He couldn't hit any fucking moves. He was missing spots constantly, botching everything. Dangerously missing stuff all the time. Couldn't, like, fucking, like, connect kicks. Like, they were missing by, like, a full, like, quarter mile off his head, like, hits and stuff. And he would still sell it. It was, like, the cheapest. Like, I've seen indie shows better. And, like, I've been to free indie shows at, like, fucking state, like county fairs that were better than this. Significantly better than this.
Okay. Are you done on that one?
Yeah, I'm done on it.
Okay. So here's the thing. This match probably shouldn't even be happening, okay? It should never have happened, but
No.
Cody, some guy on Twitter, this Ku Klux Klan guy, said basically Sonny Kiss should be hung from the neck until he's dead for being gay. And Cody was like, you're a piece of shit. Sonny's getting a title shot now to punish the redneck guy on Twitter. And so it's like, okay, we're doing this now. And Sonny comes out and he's like a fucking gay cheerleader twink. He has a bigger ass than any of the women's wrestlers. His back is arched. He comes out, he's a better dancer than the other cheerleaders that are women. But here's the thing. I think that they booked it the only way you could possibly book this, where it was a competitive match. Where it was like, okay, Cody's not taking this guy seriously at all because he's a fag and like a sissy. So like Cody's doing push-ups in between beating him up. He's like talking shit. He's like, this is a joke, like da-da-da. And then
No, you're right.
Sonny's taking advantage because he's acting like a fucking asshole. And because of that, he's now starting to get beat up and get fucked up. And then because Cody was looking past this guy and overlooking him and was mentally fucked up, and he's arguing with his manager and shit, he's getting like desperate to try and win. He's like cheating. He's doing this heel shit. And I guess it's like foreshadowing a heel turn for Cody, I guess. But like, it's weird because he's supposed to be the top baby face of the company. And if they're not doing a heel turn, I don't know what they're doing. But I mean, they booked it as best they possibly could. Like, okay, so if you believe in social justice and you have to book this match to make this gay guy look strong, this is the only way you can do it and it not be totally retarded. But
no,
it was
like
still like
the booking and like the way it was structured was fine, but how it was executed was literally the worst execution of a match I've seen on AEW television. Like, this guy is the worst worker in the company. I'm convinced. Besides maybe a couple of the women jobbers.
The worst. Like, I think he's a good athlete. I think he can move around.
People can be good athletes. Doesn't mean he's a good worker. He doesn't know how to sell shit. He wasn't able to get the moves to look good at all. He was off on basically every hit of every punch of every kick. Tons of fucking shit ups and fuck ups constantly. I'm sure he is a fine athlete. I'm not gonna say he's not, but he isn't a good worker. He's a good wrestler.
I just think it cheapens Cody because this guy hit the crossroads on Cody. This guy kicked out of the vertebreaker by Cody, where he fucking gave him an Alabama slam on the fucking ramp. This guy fucking hit a 450 on Cody. Like, he nearly won. And, like, I went into this match, okay? And this is why I don't think I hated it as much as you. I saw on Twitter after the show that Sonny Kiss was trending. And I go, oh, my God, has he won the title? Because I didn't watch it live. So I watch it, and I'm, like, expecting Sonny to win the title when he hits the 450. I'm like, well, they've done it. They fucking put the belt on Sonny Kiss, you know? And so he didn't win. And I was like, well, at least that didn't happen. But, like, Cody looks like a fucking bum because he can't even beat this fucking sissy homosexual who wears lipstick.
Yeah,
and then they hug after. After Cody's been, like, this douchebag heel to him and, like, took him like a joke. And they beat the shit out of each other. Then they hug in, like, a gay, loving way. There are people giving this match, like, 4 stars, too. You know.
It's just...
There are people who are like, well, it was a good match. It was 20 minutes long. 4 stars.
It was 20 minutes of shit. Like, did you not see like every like none of the offense was good? You know, it didn't work. The only thing that worked well was the fucking like the stuff to the outside. But like I know what you're saying. I get it. Like, this was probably the best way they could have done this match. But I haven't seen Sonny Kiss wrestle like a real match ever. This is the first time I've seen it, and this guy should not be wrestling on national television. He should be wrestling, you know, in a bar somewhere in like fucking New Jersey.
Honestly, they just have nobody. I mean, they couldn't hire Heath Slater. Like, they couldn't hire Rusev. No, the money had to go to this fucking guy. I mean, I don't know.
This was. I think they're probably gonna hire fucking Zack Ryder or whatever. My guess is, but like,
what are they gonna do? So, like, are we gonna make Zack Ryder the new like Stone Cold Steve Austin character in ECW, where he's like cutting promos about how Vince is a cunt and fucked him and shit like this? Is that what we're gonna do? And we're gonna make Zack Ryder the face of the company? Is that the new plan?
I hope to God.
Is that what we're? I don't know. I think that's what they'll try and do. I don't know. I think that this match should have ended when Cody hit the beautiful disaster kick 2 minutes in, and that should have been.
Yes.
It should have
been shorter. If it was a shorter match, it would have been whatever. But whatever the case, I thought it was dog shit. And I hope they never give this guy anything else again. But they probably will. So fuck that. I guess
quickly on FTR and Lucha Bros. I like that FTR won in the way that they did. They showed a lot of disrespect. They showed that they don't give a fuck. They'll win no matter what or whatever. They poured the beer on the Young Bucks' heads. That was good. It got them that, like, you know, they're not just friends with the Bucks across. Mm-hmm. I think that was fine. The match was a bit sloppy. The Lucha Bros botched real bad that one spot where they were going to toss the other guy onto the other guy. And even I was like, oh, it's fucked, you know?
No, that was a stupid idea, but like that was one botch in a match. But I thought that actually was a pretty good match. I really actually enjoyed it quite a bit. But I actually don't have much to say about it. But I'm glad you liked it. And I like the story overall with I like the whole story with Omega and the Bucks and FTR and Hangman right now. I think they're clearly building towards a Hangman FTR team up, which I think will be a good spot for all of those guys. That'll be good. All right.
Yeah. Then there was a Jericho promo. Jericho talked about the ratings. I thought that was a bit embarrassing that Jericho had to shill the ratings even though they're losing and say because they won the demo, they won.
Yeah.
Because Tony Khan makes his penis grow 3 times bigger that day. Maybe it's heel work and I'm being worked, but I just think it makes them look kind of silly.
Anytime they do any of these ratings promos, I think it looks stupid and I think they should stop. Although they did win this week, so it's less embarrassing than when MJF did it and Taz did it, whatever. But it's still a dumb thing to do. You just shouldn't even acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge the competition. Like if you acknowledge them and like try and say, "Oh, these guys are this," you know, it makes you look third rate and lesser rate.
The other company doesn't do that. WWE doesn't. They act like they don't exist, and that's what the winner does. That's what the top dog in the industry does. They're just a second banana fucking bitch show that can't figure it out. I thought that the Orange Cassidy coming out and doing the orange juice thing wasn't the end of the world, but that Ortiz,
the Ortiz stuff with like selling like it was a comedy spot was pretty bad.
Yeah, the Ortiz shit fucked it in my opinion. Otherwise, Jericho selling like the $7,000 suit being ruined was fine, but Ortiz fucked it up by he went too far. You could do one slip in it. But he did like 3 or 4, and
he was just like going like this, and I thought
paddling.
That the actual initial action was fine, but they showed so many replays of just the pour and like Jericho looking like fucked up and pissed about it. Also, did you get a commercial break right before he had his reaction? Jericho did to the towel.
So.
Yeah, no, in the U.S. at least on TNT, right when Jericho is like giving the towel and he looks at it, like it like cuts the commercial break like right during that, so you don't see his face when he sees the towel. So they showed a shit ton of replays of it, and stuff. And I think the fact that they showed the replays of just like the good part of it kind of cemented what worked from it versus what didn't. So by the end of the show, I actually had forgotten about that Ortiz shit until you brought it up, because of how much.
I mean it was pretty burned into my mind. I liked the segment, decent enough, but like they just got to shut up about the demos and ratings and just fucking do the show. Just do the
book
fucking show.
book pro wrestling. You don't have to fucking be like some kind of meta shit. Just book good pro wrestling. But whatever. I guess we should.
Yeah.
Brian Cage versus Moxley. You want to talk about that now, or do you have anything else to say about the show?
Yeah, no, the rest of the show I don't really give a shit. Vicky Guerrero's back, I guess, is the only other thing. I think it's the perfect pairing, honestly. I couldn't hate any two people more than Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose. I hate them. I really do. And I wish that they would fuck off forever, but they're on my TV, and I'm going to want to see them lose every time. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, and it's going to be really annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe it's what it is.
I'll say this. I think that they've got better heel heat with me than Britt Baker and whatever does right now. I think this feels, I still don't want to see Nyla ever wrestle or Vicky, but at least it's like, it's not like I want to turn off my TV bad quite yet. Maybe it will be. We'll see how this next week brings if they keep doing it every fucking week, but whatever. All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Main event.
So Moxley Cage.
I thought you were right. You were right. They didn't pull the trigger on Cage, and I feel like it hurt him. I normally if a single loss doesn't really like fuck with me, and I feel like the doing undefeated streaks is stupid, but in this case, this was dumb. This was
I think they did it in the worst way they possibly could.
They did
genuinely.
Genuinely,
they killed the entire act. I was trying to cope after. I was like, well, he still has the FTW belt, but like he's a bitch. He fucking lost. He still has Taz to cut promos, but Taz's character just got killed. Like, why would Taz throw in the towel? Does Taz really care that much about Brian Cage's well-being? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Taz would be like, don't be a bitch. You're going to fight through the pain, Brian. You fucking tear your arm, you tear your fucking arm, Brian. You're going to win the fucking match, Brian. Like, that's what I think Taz would have done.
Taz would have done
but
that. But now,
no, Taz is a soft-hearted man who can't see that level of violence and has to throw in the towel.
And it was a submission. Whether even though it was Taz that submitted, it was a submission. He gave up. He did not get pinned. He didn't get knocked out in some weird way.
He couldn't get out of it.
He gave up.
He
gave up. I think it was actually the worst possible finish they could have done. The only thing maybe that would have been worse is if he tapped out. I think it was better than if he tapped out, but not by much.
If he tapped out? What if they made him tap out like The Miz and go, I quit, I quit, I quit, I quit, I quit, I quit, like that John Cena Miz I quit match. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, Moxley whipped out his balls and rubbed his penis on his face. Maybe that would have been. But it's hard to envision a reality that it's worse than this. And okay, so we're running with Moxley as the guy. But here's the thing. I'm starting to get worried that Moxley can't wrestle. I'm really worried.
That Brody Lee match he had, the last pay-per-view was good, but the Jake Hager match wasn't good. This match wasn't that good. It was okay, but it wasn't. I mean, Brian Cage has had better matches that are more exciting. The problem is Moxley's style is walk and brawl, and without crowds, walk and brawl doesn't fucking work. It just doesn't fucking work. It's complete doing stuff in the crowd or outside. That's supposed to pop the fans, right? And that's what makes that exciting. To do it in this environment, it doesn't fucking work. It just doesn't.
He's not the champion for right now. I think right now you need to have a heel champion without the crowd or something. The babyface champion's not going to get these pops that he needs to get.
No.
And I just don't. I don't know. This really I liked the Moxley and Brody Lee match. I think that was my favorite Moxley match ever, to be honest. And up until this point, I've been okay, well, Moxley, he hasn't had the best guys to work with, fuck, what can you do? He's okay, but now it's man, this guy's not that great. That he's 18-0 in the company. He's never lost. He has one draw, I guess. And why? Why is he the fucking main guy? He's not even really cutting these great promos. He's not cutting the promos he used to cut in CW, whatever, where he was fucking nuts and fucked, and holding a fork to some girl's neck and saying he was gonna kill her. where is that John Moxley? Like, it's like he never existed. It's like WWE got rid of that John Moxley and he's gone and he's never coming back. And he can't honestly work like a really good match. Like, he's not even as good as like Omega. He's not as good as fucking AJ Styles. He's not on the level of those guys. He's not a damn Bryan.
He's a okay champion. He's okay. He's not great though. And then if you're gonna do babyface champion right now, he needs to be fucking great. Honestly, they should have done, instead of Brody Lee and whatever at fucking the last pay-per-view, they should have done MJF Moxley. They should put the belt on MJF. MJF will be a much better champion for right now than fucking Moxley.
Yeah. No, MJF, why not pull the trigger on MJF and then have MJF lose the title because Wardlow cost him at some point, maybe give him a long, and then do the MJF Wardlow thing like they seem to want to do. But they're doing it ass backward. So they're going to do MJF and Wardlow probably next because they're fucked in the head.
Yeah, no. And now Mox, and then now Cage is out of the title picture. He's going to feud with Darby Allin or whatever.
Come on, like, Cage is gonna kill Darby Allin. He should in any just world. And Darby Allin, like, should be going through other guys than Brian Cage. He can't credibly fight Brian Cage, and neither can Moxley really. Like, and this is the thing:
Moxley is at least a little bit taller than Brian Cage. I can buy that, but he's nowhere near the level of physical peakness as fucking Cage is.
Oh fuck no! And here's the thing too: like, fuck me, like Brian. It wouldn't have been so bad if it hadn't been for Taz cutting great promos the last few weeks that got you going like, yeah, there's something to this act. This could go somewhere. And then it's been killed.
And they've killed the act with this. This is bad booking. It's true and true. There's a lot of ways. This would have been, I hate to say, this would have been the place to do a fuck finish. It's really, I know they've got a thing against fuck finishes, but if you want to keep this feud going on longer, or like not have Brian Cage be the champion, whatever. This would have been good. Or how about this? Actually, I got this.
Taz jumps in instead of throwing in the towel.
Yeah, or throws it in Moxley's fucking face. Why don't you just like say, you know what, fuck you, and you like instead of throwing the towel in his face, he like thinks about throwing the towel, puts the towel down, and then shoots the belt into Moxley's face. He was right in his face, right?
Yeah,
that would have been better.
Because then it's not definitive. It's like, well, Cage, if Taz left it alone, Cage might have got out of it. You don't know.
Right.
No. But it was like a submission. It was like, we quit, we lose. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Like, okay, like, why would Taz do, like, why? So, like, the justification they're going to say is, okay, well, Taz wanted to make sure he had a meal ticket. If Brian got injured again, Taz wouldn't be making as much money, I guess. But, like, the whole character of Taz is, like, this, supposed to be this, like, badass street dude who's tough and doesn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. That was his character in ECW. They're going back to that character for him now. Like, they just fucked him. They fucked him.
They did fuck him.
What is next? Is Darby Allin going to beat him for the FCW title and then they release Cage?
Honestly, they should have waited for they should have given the FTW title next week or something. Whatever. Like, I heard someone suggested that instead of like giving it to him before the match, they give it to Taz gives it to him as like a way of saying sorry for, you know, throwing the towel to him, so Brian Cage fucking forgives him or whatever. Like, yeah, that would have been better.
They did it backwards. They did it backwards if they were going to do that.
Yeah, because like Cage didn't tap out. They could be saying, you know, Cage, I let Cage down by throwing the towel, and he probably could have made it out. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a single flying fuck. He said fuck the world. He would have fucking held in that throne. That's why I'm giving him the FTW title. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They gave it to him first because they fucking wanted to do something.
Okay, but here, think about this too. Okay, so Brian can't beat Moxley. He loses to Moxley. Then he's not good enough to fucking avoid Darby Allin hitting him in the head with the skateboard. He should have been able to catch Darby Allin. But then 8 men need to restrain him at the end. What? Like, isn't this guy just a job? Like, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. I listen, this was not the good book. This was not good booking. I've thought AEW's booking has so far been pretty good, but lately they haven't been. They don't know. They are dropping the ball on a ton of acts to try to
What's
instead enforce their current acts, and it's just like.
And I'll tell you, I was enjoying the show up until the finish of this match, and then I went, oh man, fuck! They just killed it. They just killed my enjoyment of the show.
I mean, it wasn't. I'm still invested in a lot of the storylines going on right now, which is a good thing. I don't think the whole show was bad, but this was a bad ending to the show. It was a bad. It was some good meat sandwich between two moldy pieces of bread. So I like to call it.
Yeah.
Shit sandwich.
Here's my problem, like that we have to confront now. Okay, so these last 3 weeks of shows have been their pay-per-view shows, and they haven't really been that good. Been okay shows.
They've been worse than
Now
regular
we're gonna-
Dynamite. I would prefer to be just 3 weeks of regular Dynamite.
Well, now we're going back to regular Dynamite. So let's see. Like next week, Cody defends the title. I don't know who they're going to get for that. Probably another shitty match.
It's probably gonna be Zack Ryder. It's probably gonna be Zack Ryder or some other.
No, tell me. Certainly not.
Well, they couldn't do it this week because this now all the guys have been released. The contract's up. That's why all the Slammiversary guys were able to go on Saturday. They couldn't do anything until Friday. So now they can get whoever the fuck that they're gonna get from the WWE releases. They're gonna bring them in now. Probably Zack Ryder, maybe Kurt Hawkins or whatever the fuck they're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be someone from that.
They have Hangman Adam Page versus 5 next week. What chance does 5 have?
Very little. This is probably gonna be just a straight up squash match, which is it's just gonna be a squash match. Maybe a little bit of back and forth, but it's probably gonna be like 5 minutes.
No, you know what? No, 5's going to take him to the. 5 is going to take Hangman Page 20 minutes, and hit him with his own finisher. Dead shot, light.
Yes.
They're going to do that. They're going to do that.
They are gonna do that.
They're going to do it. Everybody has to have 50 booking in their matches. Even Brody Lee versus Marco Stunt match.
You're right.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like it. I don't particularly like it.
Know.
I forgot it happened. Listen, this has been such a weird fucking weekend with the fucking Slammiversary and now this like bizarre WWE pay-per-view that I've honestly forgotten a lot of fucking AEW shit. Okay, like my mind's on fire. My mind is on fucking fire right now. And frankly, they are more concerned with having good competitive matches than telling good stories right now, which wasn't always the case, and that's a new thing. And I think they need to go back to being like willing to do whatever.
Yeah. Next week, Ivelisse versus Diamante. They're bringing in Ivelisse. I liked Ivelisse when she was in Lucha Underground. I thought it was alright.
Wasn't Diamante part of LAX too?
I don't think so. Not that I remember. Maybe.
I think she was. At least she was on the Indies. I remember that. They worked trio stuff with her. So
I don't know. They're getting some reinforcements for this women's division, but I think it's a lost cause, and I think they need to let it go, at least for now.
Probably.
They should let it go, but they won't because they have to pander to a fucking certain woke crowd. Yes. MJF will be in action next week.
All right.
We'll see if they
go ahead.
We'll see if they decide to fucking start or continue this storyline where they're having friction between Wardlow and MJF. I hope they just kill it in the cradle. I hope they realize it's a dumb idea right now. It's too early. Wardlow is still green. He's still new. Like, he needs more experience. He needs to be the lackey for maybe another year. He can do the turn. Even Diesel was fucking Michael's lackey for like a year. You
need at least a year of this act, I think, before we can pull the trigger on the turn or whatever. But
because otherwise it won't really mean fuck all.
I don't know. All I know is I'll be watching the show this Wednesday. It's something I enjoy because I get to watch with my friends. It's a nice social event for me, so it's nice. But I just hope the show's good. I think I'm actually glad it's going back to regular Dynamite because I think regular Dynamite was better than I guess maybe like the second night of Fight for the Fallen, I think was a pretty damn good show. Not for the Fight for the Fallen, but for Fighter Fest, was a pretty damn good
Yeah.
show. And a good chunk of this last show was pretty good, but I think I preferred just like to do regular Dynamite stuff, where it's just a regular television show back to normal. I think that would have been better, but it is what it is. I will be watching it, and I'll probably not be watching much of anything else. Like I don't plan out.
I don't know. Okay, so we're getting a criticism, right? People are upset. One guy's upset. You know, he's going. They don't cover Ring of Honor. They don't cover Mexican wrestling, CMLL. They don't.
Oh,
cover...
I got this quote too. I think I know which one you're talking about. I was gonna read that out, but I was so flabbergasted by this Extreme Rules show that I couldn't read out. I'm gonna read what he said because it's actually fucking retarded. I just want to read exactly the quote here. I got this from. It was just sent to me by our good friend the Weasel Guntopia. Who you absolutely love, obviously.
Well, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, I just don't want to have anything to do with the guy. I don't understand why he wants anything to do with me if he thinks I'm such a bad guy anyway. But moving on, like it's not a big deal. Bullshit.
I'm gonna read the quote that was sent. I just want to have a hot take on PPP and GAHOOL's wrestling podcast. It's the most mundane shit where they talk about what's hot in wrestling promotions like WWE and AEW. No comments about NGPW, ROH, CMLL, NOAH, and AGPW. Even the issues surrounding those promotions. One of the hottest issues right now was the firing of Rush and Dragon Lee from CMLL due to some misconduct. But knowing that they're just marks or whatever that's just hot on the mainstream wrestling side of things, they won't know that. First of all, that was a big story. Last year! They got fired in September of 2019! It is July of 2020! I'm not going to cover Rush and Dragon Lee being fired like nearly a year after it happened. That's fucking retarded. Secondly, we talked about NJPW. I talked about the fucking shows already. CMLL isn't having shows. ROH isn't making shows, and they suck dick. They're worse than Impact. NOAH, I don't think is having shows. I think AJPW is having shows, but I don't care about that. It doesn't look that good. Like, what do they have? What's fucking NOAH and AJP? What do they have? Fucking Mitsuharu, not fucking Marufuji.
The last time I watched NOAH was like 5 years ago, man. Like, fucking move on. Like, what are they doing that's so great that I have to fucking watch it and cover it on a show that's supposed to be an hour basically a week? Like,
they've got they've got like fucking Marufuji or whatever. And listen, I'm sorry.
Here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
These shows aren't even fucking happening. Like, what are we supposed to do?
CML's not happening. No Mexican wrestling's happening right now. I think maybe AAA is happening a little bit, but like Mexico's worse than the United States. They're not doing fucking jack shit down there. Okay? And I mean,
this guy is so entitled. He's expecting me to watch 10 hours of wrestling a week and talk about like all of it in order to satisfy him.
Listen, I would not mind watching New Japan every week or whatever, but the problem is with all these Japanese shows, all right, frankly, they air at like the middle of the fucking night. And right now I'm not a NEET. I have to go to fucking work. I have to go to work at 9 a.m. every morning. I don't have time to watch these shows not live, really. Like, I don't have a lot of time to go back and rewatch the shows. Like, that's not something I can do. Like, I barely watched Dominion. You know, I like kind of like breezed through the main event because it sucked, but... And New Japan's kind of on a shit streak right now, too. They all kind of suck. You know what I mean? Like, just...
Like, if you work, you don't have time for this shit. Like, I get it. Like, if you don't, and you're a bum, and you sit at home all day, and you watch wrestling, yes. You can, of course, you watch it probably all in one day. All the wrestling of the week. But people who have limited time, and they have to fucking they have friends that they engage with. They do other things as well. They may have families still. You know, that they spend time with. They have to cook meals for themselves and shit. You know, for those people, they can't watch fucking All Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm sorry. Maybe we can't even get to Raw and SmackDown, motherfucker. We can't.
No, I can't watch Raw and SmackDown. I don't have fucking time for that shit. I have time for basically just AEW every week, and maybe there's some of the pay-per-views on the weekend, but...
Yeah.
Like,
for me, it's okay. It's a 2-hour show. I sit down, it's 2 hours. I go, it's different. In WWE, it's something else. Like, I don't need to even watch WWE. I know what's going to happen in their shows anyway because I've watched it so many times. And again, like, I've seen Rey Mysterio wrestle probably 700 times in my life. Do you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, I haven't even been watching as long as you have, and I probably watched him wrestle like fucking 300 times or some shit. Like it's
been near like like I have been watching Rey Mysterio wrestle for 18 years.
yeah.
Okay, I've seen him probably wrestle one match a week for that whole length of time, maybe 2 matches a week sometimes. Some weeks he wrestles 3 times. You know?
I know what you're saying. I agree. It's just listen, it is the way it is. And listen, I understand he wants to talk about other stuff, but when things start coming back, maybe I'll cover some of the news or whatever. Maybe I'll go and watch some stuff because I've got a little bit of time sometimes. And even when I was in college, I would watch some of these New Japan shows because they were nice. But I have like if I like start working night shift somewhere or something, maybe I'll watch it then. But like I live a normal life schedule.
I'll watch NWA. I'll cover NWA as a correspondent. It's an hour show. I'll watch NWA. I used to watch it until they fired Cornette.
I would watch NWA, but it's not on right now. They're not airing it.
Yeah. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? I could watch some New Japan show. It's just really inaccessible for me. Again, it's not something I really keep up with. It's hard.
And there's like a day delay on the English commentary right now. Like that should be up like within like a couple hours of the show airing. The English commentary, it takes like a day. Usually.
I don't understand why it's not simulcasted with English commentary like any promotion worth the fuck.
It was. They don't have the English guy in fucking Japan. He's stuck in America. He's not in the he's not in Japan to be doing the broadcast. But here's the deal. To counter that, that's not even a fucking excuse. He can fucking telecall in and do the commentary, or they do it like a 10-minute delay commentary. Like it's totally
if we can figure out how to do commentary over Discord or something. How the fuck can't they just get Discord or Skype? There's no excuse.
And there's a delay or something. Guess what? They have fucking professional, high-quality radio band fucking broadcast equipment they could use to do a English broadcast. And if they can't get their regular guy, hire an English speaker in Japan to do English commentary who's there, who can come to the show and do commentary, right? They've got like 4...
bum off the street. I don't care.
They've got 4 Japanese commentators there, all right? I'm sure a lot of Japanese people are out of work right now. Probably a lot of teachers and stuff. They probably could use the money. Get some guy, doesn't have to be charismatic, just explain the stuff, what's happening, right? There's plenty of voice actors who live in Japan who would be perfectly fine to do that. And they're...
Because I'll tell you this, when I tuned into the New Japan Cup that first night, if it had English commentary, I would have probably watched the whole show. And I might have been, oh, this is interesting. Let me keep watching, and I would have kept watching, but then I gotta wait days. I'm not gonna come back to it. Then it's like I don't know, like when the shows are, like it's what am I supposed to do? Fuck them.
They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy. You have to go out of your way to watch it, which is good gatekeeping actually, because it keeps all us filthy, disgusting Americans out of their product, which is probably a good thing. And I actually appreciate that they're booking all their Japanese guys right now, because I like my things separated. I like to keep my Japanese wrestling Japanese. I don't like American shit in it. But
like, what the fuck? Like,
but I'm not gonna cover it on this show. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about stuff that I watch, but if you're not watching it, like, I'm just gonna like ramble on about it for like 5 minutes and we'll move on. Like,
and then
whatever
like,
the case.
It's boring. It's like, okay, dude, like, what do you want? It's a wrestling talk show. Like, it's not gonna be fucking Surfer whipping out his cock. It's not going to be that. Like, it's just not. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what do you like? If you want me to fucking light my tits on fire every week?
If you don't watch wrestling, it's not going to be entertaining. Listen, and this content doesn't really appeal to most of my YouTube audience. I get it, but there's a couple of guys who like wrestling. There's like some of the old woo fags and stuff. These guys, they like talking about it, and I would do like columns and shit too, but there's not enough time for that shit right now.
But there's guys who honestly really like it, and they don't get like enough of the content that there's not enough guys who do like the YWC shows, and so they want content like this, and they'll watch fucking 5 hours of this shit a week. They'll listen to Cornette, Alvarez, Meltzer, and this show, and like they'll want more fucking shows like this. But there's most people don't like it. They don't like wrestling. If you like wrestling, you probably like this fucking show. Yeah. Unless you're just bum hurt and you want us to talk about All Japan or Noah, which I can promise you is probably not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. I'll say this. We talked a lot. Listen, the thing is, I'm not just talking about this because I don't like care. Like, I actually care what this guy has to say. If he thinks that we're doing something boring, I'm fine with listening and hearing it out. I'm fine with responding, and us taking the time to respond to him, I think, is a good thing, right? But the truth is,
Well-
I'm not covering All Japan. I'm not going to do it. I understand what he wants, but I can't do it, and this is why. That's all there is to it.
But like, this guy is going to be so upset because we can't give him what he wants. But it's like, dude, like, you're asking for shit that's just unreasonable. You're asking for me to fucking like hunt for All Japan. Like, it's not even like New Japan, which is kind of a reasonable request. Okay, like, okay, I probably should cover New Japan. It's a big fed. It's like the second biggest. But like, All Japan, like, where do I even watch it? There's not a New Japan. Is there a New Japan World equivalent?
No, you have to pirate it. There's no official way for you to watch All Japan Pro Wrestling and pay for it. You'd have to pirate the whole shows, and a lot of those shows don't show up on my torrent tracker. I don't have the All Japan shows don't show up on my pro wrestling torrent tracker because I'm not an XW torrents. Because I got fucking kicked
I
from
gotta
there.
go into XW torrents and maintain a good enough ratio to fucking continue. Like, come on, you fucking douchebag, you elitist cocksucker, and these motherfuckers that sit there and huff their hearts about All Japan, Noah, or Dragon Gate, or Chikara, whatever fucking fed it is. Like, get fucking real, buddy. Your wrestling is not that much better than anybody else's wrestling. It's the same fucking wrestling. It's, the high level work rate. Well, is it really like better than a Bryan Danielson match? Is it really? It's probably not. Like, that's like, is it better than, how much better is it realistically than Styles versus Daniel on SmackDown fucking 5 weeks ago? It's not that much better.
And it's also, here's the deal. The thing with all that, it's not all even happening right now. Like, I get, like, if you want to complain, if this complaint feels like it would, if we were doing this show in, like, November of last year, I understand this complaint a little bit more. But we're not. We're doing it today. It's July of 2020. The only real wrestling airing is New Japan, AEW, and WWE. There's a little bit of other Japanese stuff and a little bit of everything else. But that's it. That's all that's airing on a regular basis. That's, I mean, what do you... And even, listen, also Channel 5 was asking the channel, can we get a VPN to... All Japan doesn't have a streaming thing. They're just on television in Japan. That's how you watch All Japan.
It's satellite television from Japan? Is that even possible? Like, I'm going to have to order satellite television from Japan?
I mean, I could do that, but I don't want to order... I don't have fucking TV.
Like, I was trying to bet on Japanese baseball yesterday. I couldn't even find a stream for that.
And that's a real sport.
And that's the biggest sport in Japan, actually, baseball.
Yeah.
So the idea that I'm going to find a stream for All Japan Wrestling and cover it live, fuck, it sucked my dick. Sucked my dick. And also, like, if people are upset that we're not covering 5 hours of WWE weekly shows, you're going to have to fucking pay me to do that. Like, that's fucked. That's torture. That's fucking inhumane. Like, that, you should fucking do that to prisoners in Auschwitz. You know? They'd be like, please, Master Hitler, fucking hit the gas. Please. That's what they would say. Think about having to watch it.
No,
fucking...
I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking watching WWE anymore. I can't watch Raw and SmackDown. I don't have the time. Anyways,
that's it, I think.
I think we've covered everything we need to cover. Maybe we'll do some... Do you want to take any questions from the chat, or are you good?
Sure, it don't matter to me if they have anything worth a shit.
Let's see. Let me check one other place. No, just people calling you fat and asking you to do a push-up. Never mind.
It's Base Gator.
Gator's here. It's Base Gator telling us to end the show.
It's not even the real Gator. Like, Gator, if it is the real Gator, you're so sad that you come to, like, the wrestling show on, like, an alternative channel to try and talk about, like, views. What are you doing?
This is my channel. I mean, yeah, I'm not as big as fucking the Ralph Retort. I probably will never be. My channel is not that big, right? Like, I don't give a shit. I'm not here for the viewers. Here's the deal. I've been reading Twitter posts as content for the last fucking 2 hours. I've just been having a discussion. I can continue a discussion just fine without having to listen, whatever.
No, I mean, we do this show because we like to do the show. We like to talk about wrestling. We really don't do it probably for anybody other than ourselves, truly.
I would do this for 0 viewers, probably. I would do it for 0. I like doing this show each week. It's
Like
fun.
it's not some fucking scheme to grift fucking Lemon God. I don't know.
Well, PvP give us the Haka infused light show we've all been asking for.
What?
The Haka infused light show.
What the fuck is Haka? Is that the dance in New Zealand?
I
The
think
Maori
so.
dude? The Haka?
The Haka.
Fuck. By the way, fuck. Just the final fucking closing comments on. Have you been seeing Gator just fucking spurg on Twitter today about Janny Juice? Like all day.
No, I haven't.
Oh man, it's just getting fucking stupid. It's just getting dumb. You know.
I
Oh
don't think I
fuck.
even.
And Noel's like pinned Gator's ode to him on the front page of Kiwi Farm. Gator
Wow.
wrote this rock ballad about Noel.
That's pretty pathetic. That's pretty dumb. Unfortunately, I haven't been on Twitter at all today because I've been busy. Because there was a female attempting to post on my board, so I had to raid. I was controlling the TV noms into a raid on a Feminon web ring board to try and BTFO them.
Was there actually seriously a femoid?
I mean, we don't know for sure. She did post photos, but it could be like somebody that got it from someone else. It posts like a femoid. It's either a femoid or a very HRT'd up tranny that like talks and types like a slut. Like it like feels like a woman. Like you know how like when you see like a woman type online, they have like this like style to it. And so I've been leading I want to make sure everyone in the chat knows. Go to asherasgarden.net and post as much as you can. Ship post there as much as you can and tell them that TV sent you, because we need to get that raid down and destroy these women once and for all.
You'll get them, people. You'll get them.
Destroy these females.
You're gonna crush the fem.
First comes Ralph and Gator. Then we come for the women. All of them.
Well, I don't know. I think we got nothing else for this show. I think we're going on probably fag.
Yeah, about an hour and a half long. This is a long show, but we had a lot to cover, so it's what it is.
Oh yeah. All right, guys.
All right, have a good night. I will talk to you all later. See ya.